Welcome back to Crew's Garden, everybody. Sorry for the delays between videos. It's been busy lately. Everyone's talking about getting their seeds started, germinating the seeds indoors, getting ready for planting season. It's only March. Some people like to start close to March break. I usually start around March break for pollinators and various other vegetables. Things that you want to consider. When you're starting indoors, I see a lot of people starting certain plants like squashes way too early. And most of the people I know that have done that end up having their plants die. They don't have the soil, the containers, the space indoors to transplant squash plants. When they get going, they really explode and they just take off. But for other plants like your pollinators, like flowers, you can start those indoors and get them in the ground sooner than most of your vegetable starter plants. It's good to actually get your pollinators in the ground to attract your moths, your bees, everything that's flying around out there. That's going to do a lot of good for your garden, because then they find out where the hot spot is for all the flowers and get the pollen. Once your vegetable plants obviously start blossoming and having their own buds and flowers, then all the bees and everything already know where to go. I know I talk about the Dollarama a lot, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I like Dollarama because of the affordability and the fact that it's a Canadian-owned company. One thing that I don't think many people have actually realized, a lot of the no-name Dollarama products are actually name brand products that are just under a different logo. For instance, their seeds, they say 99 cents on the pack at Dollarama, and they usually sell 3 of these for $1. All right. I don't know if it's just their marketing kind of gimmick scheme thing, but that's what it is. It's 3 packages of seeds. You can mix and match for $1. And they're not actually no-name seeds. They're not no-name brand seeds. I'm not a huge, purchaser of brand name seeds, but everyone has seen Mackenzie seeds. Dollarama seeds are actually Mackenzie's. If you look on the back, along the edge, it's got their website. I'm not 100% sure if these are the same quality, but they very well could be. So I'm going to do a little experiment with the Dollarama Mackenzie seeds, and it is the same website. I've checked both packages, same website. I'm going to do a little video later on about planting the Mackenzie seeds from the Dollarama and the exact same type of seeds from like your big box store that actually say Mackenzie on the front of the package. One of the ones I picked up today was actually the Gold Wax Bush beans. So I'm pretty sure I've got a Mackenzie pack of those kicking around somewhere, and maybe we'll just start out with those. Starting plants indoors, beans, peas, don't start them indoors. Most times they won't survive transplanting. They're a direct sow type of vegetable. Do your homework on what you're growing indoors. Find out not just about the germination stages, but how fast they grow after they sprout, because you don't want to get overwhelmed. Now, let's get back to basics. You need soil. You need something to put the soil in, and then you need the seeds put in the soil. A lot of people start out with getting these little plastic trays that have the plastic dome, and they're like considered indoor greenhouses. They work, and once the 7 to 20 days is up, everyone realizes you can't use the lid anymore. They start growing too tall. They start out with these coconut husk pucks that you put in water. They expand. They have this little net over them. Things to consider with these: not all plants have strong enough roots to get through this material. So if you go to transplant, you're going to have to rip off the bottom if we're transplanting into a bigger pot or putting in your garden. They work. They're okay. They're not the cheapest thing in the world. Another method is saving your cells, your pods, from your last year's purchases at the nursery, garden center, whatever they call it in your area. The downside with these is they are very fragile, You've probably seen many times where the roots come out of the drainage holes, wrap around, and you're having to rip open these just to get the plant out, and then worrying about if you damage the plant, if it's going to survive or not. It works. It's just not one of my favorite methods. Another one that you've probably heard of is solo cups. These are the mini 2-ounce shots. It's another Dollarama purchase. 30 of these cups for $1.25. You can get the bigger cups or these 2-ounce ones. There's no drainage in these. They are food grade, but I'm not a big fan of them personally. I like methods where I can just literally take my starter plant and put it right into the ground, right into the soil of my raised garden bed or my garden plot outside. But they do work, and it is an affordable way to start. But don't forget to put the drainage in it. Get a pen, a knife, something safely, and put some drainage in that, or you have the risk of getting root rot. Terracotta pots, they work. They're not the most cost effective. They're fragile. The upside, if they break, you can use the pieces for drainage in bigger pots. They do have a downside, a big downside, where when you're starting out your seeds in these, the pottery actually, because it's not glazed, it actually takes away, it absorbs the water and wicks the water away from the soil. It will sweat out the moisture, like the condensation on the pot, and you're going to be watering a lot. But they do work. They're more cosmetically appealing. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but I have used them in the past. Another Dollarama purchase. You can get these not just at Dollarama, but other garden centers. And these are cardboard cups. Or they're called cardboard seed starter pots. And you get, how many is it? 24 for $2.25 at Dollarama. These are great. I do like these. You don't have to put drainage in it because it is cardboard. It will absorb, it will evaporate. And again, same as the pucks, these ones here. Some plants are not going to have strong enough roots, even when these are soggy, to break through. So sometimes you're going to have to rip open the bottom or break the bottom so the roots can actually carry on once you've transplanted. They do work really well. They come in different sizes. These would probably be one of my first choices for indoor starter plants. Again, you should use a tray for overflow and water and whatnot in your home. You don't have to run out and get plant lights. Windowsills work fine. Just time it out of when you're going to start your plants and what plants you're starting. One thing you probably never heard of, or maybe you have, toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls. These work great. Once you have your tray, and I'll post a photo, you can really get almost everything you need. Sorry for the noise. Charlie's scratching away. She's having some issues, some allergy issues, so I apologize for the background noise. But the paper towel rolls, toilet paper rolls, cut them in half, put them on your tray, put your soil in it and your seed, water, and away you go. The roots have a place to go. It will keep the soil together. You pick them up, transplant them. They work wonderfully. Collect them through the off season. You know, it's not hard to just get a box or a bag, and every time you're done with a roll of TP, you just throw the tube in the bag, and you're getting your supplies ready for next planting season. Use your imagination when it comes to pots and seed starting. I've seen teapots, teacups, boots, shoes, all different kinds, bathtubs, fish bowls, all different kinds of things used for plants. Not necessarily for starting seeds, but you can use your imagination and have fun. That's what gardening should be about, is having fun and, you know, having good yields. You're gonna have good years, you're gonna have bad years. It's a learning experience. Learn tips and tricks from, you know, YouTube videos, or you can learn from TV, books, friends, magazines. There's all different materials out there, but have fun. Experiment a little bit, see what works for you. If you're on a budget, again, simple methods to get your seeds started, all right? Please like and subscribe if you haven't. Share the video.